And now we take you live to French Trump's weekly press conference.
As long as it's...
Hello, it is French President Trump here for the French President Trump press conference. I will take your questions from the press.
Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. Indigo Miller here from the Portland Tribune.
Indigo, very good to see you, Portland. What a wonderful place. All right, Indigo, you look so beautiful. Go ahead.
You have repeatedly claimed that you received a Man of the Year award from the state of Michigan, but Michigan has never had a Man of the Year award. Former Michigan Congressman Dave Trott says that in 2013 he asked you to speak at a Lincoln Day dinner that he organized, although now he doesn't think you are fit for office, and he presented you with a framed copy of Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, but there was no Man of the Year.
Well, I can't hear you very well because you are wearing a mask, but thank you, yes. It was a very strongly great honor to be Michigan's Man of the Year. And when Abraham Lincoln insisted on presenting it to moi, I was very touched, very bigly touched. We don't agree on the slaves, but we have a lot in common, Lincoln and I. In fact, I drove a Lincoln for a little while. Next question.
Mr. President.
Yes, Emmett Manning from New York Newsday. You were really pushing for our kids to be back in school, but right now our strongest weapon against COVID-19 is social distancing, staying 6 feet apart from one another. How is that going to work with very young kids?
No. Kids are different than adults. Kids are fast. They are small and they run around. They don't get the virus because they run away from the droplets. They get up close and then they run or hop or skip. That's why the virus have gravitated to the nursing homes, because they do not hop or skip. So I, French Trump, shall make an executive order that people in the nursing homes must hop and skip. Next question.
Mr. President.
You.
Yes, Babs Barker with the Arizona Star. Were you making fun of former VP Joe Biden for wearing a face mask?
No, I was making fun of the mask for having Joe Biden behind it. Next question.
Mr.
President.
Hello, thank you, Mr. President. Tony Romo with ABC News.
Oh, Tony Romo. Good to see you, Tony. I have an antipasto for you. Go ahead.
The widower of Joe Scarborough's former staffer, who died of an undiagnosed heart disorder in 2001, has written a wrenching letter to Twitter asking that they take down your tweet suggesting that Joe Scarborough murdered her. Is it necessary to churn up families' grief when the real issue is that you don't like Joe Scarborough because he mocks you on cable television?
Oh, does he mock me on the cable television? I wouldn't know. I'm too busy being president to watch Joe Scarborough, Mika Brzezinski, and Willie Geist on Morning Joe on MSNBC weekdays from 6 to 9. I know nothing about that show. I just think it is important to make sure that Joe Scarborough doesn't kill again. I took an oath, to keep the nation safe. And if Joe Scarborough is out there on the loose on weekends, and from 9 a.m. until 6 a.m. on weekdays, we should all want to check it out. Think how many people he could kill in that time, not to mention during the commercials. Next question.
Mr. President.
You.
Thank you, Mr. President. Indigo Miller again from Portland Tribune.
Oh, you make me blue, Indigo. Go ahead.
Most of the users would have long ago been thrown off Twitter for the dangerous lying, threats, and incitement you have engaged in, and yet when they finally take the meager step of printing a line suggesting that readers fact-check your baseless claims about mail-in ballots resulting in voter fraud, you say it's stifling your free speech.
I just signed a presidential order to regulate the shit out of Twitter. When I get done with them, me, Sean Hannity, and Brett Bart will be the only people allowed by law to post on Twitter. They stifled the speech of the wrong guy. It's not just a free speech issue. It's a hate crime. They are discriminating against my people. I'm a liar. My mother was a liar. My father was a liar. My children are liars. By fact-checking moi, they are discriminating against my entire race. Besides, I think Twitter may have killed someone. Next question.
Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President.
You, right there.
Yes, Emmett Manning again, New York Newsday. What is your reaction to the Columbia study that says 36,000 people could have been spared death by COVID-19 had you acted a week earlier? And this makes you the kind of opposite of George Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life.
Listen, you mask-wearing motherfucker. I will bury you so deep under the White House tennis court that you find Rudy Giuliani. I will unleash my bots and my MAGA hat-wearing, tiki torch-carrying white supremacist skinheads, and they will kill the next 3 generations of your weak, undeserving family. Then you tell me it's a wonderful life, you piece of shit. I will use your youngest child for medical experiments. I'll prove once and for all that the bleach just under the skin of a child screaming for mercy is good for you, you miserable, sanctimonious abortion. Next question.
Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President.
Yes, you, right there, you.
Yes, Mr. President. Babs Barker again with the Arizona Star. Why are you
Yes,
insisting
Babs, I love Arizona. It's hot there. I like that. It's hot. You're hot, Babs. Go ahead.
Why are you insisting that churches be considered essential?
America is in need of spiritual guidance. This press conference is over.
This has been a live broadcast of French Trump's weekly press conference.
Starburns Audio, a podcast network.